Hello everybody, of course, my name is Brian Downing. So, hopefully you've seen my video on the details I'll be introducing as part of the infrastructure building blocks component of this entire Python Algo Trading course. Now this section and this video is going to introduce you to week by week what we'll be talking about, what I'll be demoing, and all the source code I'll be showing you and enabling you to talk about it and to provide a question and answer opportunity week by week so we can get through your concerns that you may have on these particular topics. So let's talk about this first phase. This is the first phase, arbitrage, better known as also no different than pair trading. Now, one thing I want you to take away from this screenshot is arbitrage mechanics. We will be focusing on the mechanics of arbitrage. It doesn't mean that this entire section will present you with a self-contained trading system. I'll be showing all the different steps and the mechanics involved to help you develop and finish off your own trading system. There will be a phase later on that will automate all of these mechanics that I'll be introducing. Again, we're talking about phase one. Phase two, well, phase one again is arbitrage. Phase two is going to focus on options and futures trading, specifically in the world of fundamental. And then the last one will be phase three, FX. Okay, so again, arbitrage mechanics. Now, arbitrage itself is, a lot of people kind of wonder, arbitrage is everywhere. There's a lot of opportunities out there. The nice thing of what I'll be introducing you to is how to automate it where you can have a system that will find those opportunities for you. Now, there's two asset classes this works really well in, is ETF as well as equities. Now, as well, you can buy some options. There's different ways to trade stocks, and talking to a lot of people, retail, highly experienced, multi-millionaire tradings. Stocks is usually the last asset class that you want to trade, but doesn't mean to say you can't automate arbitrage to really optimize those opportunities. They lie in the world of stocks, okay? Not just ETF, not just stocks, but they also lie in the world of mutual funds as well as indices. So this whole section will be able to cover off anything equity. So let's talk about the weeks. Week one, what we're going to talk about is how to use Euro government data as a source. Using that as forward-looking to be able to generate trading ideas from, and using that specifically from the Eurozone. Now remember, throughout Europe, throughout the European community, EC, you can treat each and every country, each and every member state or country as one. Why? Because they share the same currency. Be it Germany, be it France, be it Italy, be it Spain, etc., etc. They are the same. So you can use those opportunities and treat them as one geographic region and then be able to trade from and then be able to find arbitrage opportunity. Now the other zone, other government region or region in the world that's pretty well number one is the American markets, obviously New York. And we're going to show you using the Fed, specifically from the Fed, St. Louis Fed, how to use that data to your advantage. And all the data I'm going to show you using as a data source, how to focus on forward looking, not today, not last week, forward looking, because that's where the opportunities lie. Now number three is we're going to look for hot market sectors, be it in let's say in retail, be it if it's in manufacturing, or if you got a down market, be it in utilities or healthcare. There are over 240 sectors that you could use, and I'll provide all the sources that you can use as an idea generation to be able to scan those sectors literally in minutes and be able to identify the next section, what will be your arbitrage opportunities. Now again, these are fully automated, and you'll save a ton of time because they're fully automated. Now week 4, what we're looking for is the long and the short. We're going to use a pile of metrics, probably very 3 simple metrics that you can use to find your long and also your short. And when that happens, that's where the opportunities lie, that's where the arbitrage lies, and that's where you can take home and bank on those pair trading opportunities from the spread between the long and the short. Now, once we get a series of pairs that we like, we have to put them onto some kind of watch list. Now, there's got to be different metrics that we can use to screen those pairs. And, they may not happen today, but based upon our government data, they may open up over, let's say, a few months where we can maintain that watch list and have it constantly watching day by day, minute by minute, week by week, whatever frequency you choose, because again, you get the source code, you're able to set that up at your own pace, be able to optimize your own watch list and be able to automate it and screen those trading ideas. Now, the other thing is that we're going to start using a pile of other metrics and indicators that we can use to measure the time when to enter into the market and when to exit the market. So there's various different types of different ways of doing it. Of course, the retail traders, this is why they lose using technical analysis. So I'm going to show you the right way using technical analysis on how to do it. I've shown one video that consistently shows since 2008 how you can use volatility and technical analysis to be able to pivot on the volatility on when the markets will settle, and you'll be able to go in and put on your positions automatically and be able to find true bottoms in the market. That's in week 6. So finally in week 7, what we're going to use is another metric, is using statistics and using the moist out of statistics, all the different things, measuring from skewness, kurtosis, blah, blah, blah. Being able to use those, use that data, and be able to optimize, once again, our entry and exit opportunities for those pairs that we're watching on our watch list. Now week 8 can be the most exciting. We're going to talk about position management. When do we time our positions, both on the exit and the entry, being able to optimize those position management. This is where retail traders, and most specifically human traders, will not be able to keep up, because everything's automated. We have the ability to take on dozens upon dozens, probably even in the hundreds if we wanted, and the only limitation is really computer hardware. Everything else is open source, so we can talk about position management on be able to maintain our positions when we put them on and when we put them off. Boom. Okay, so the other thing we need to obviously measure is if when we go into the market and enter into the market, when we put on our position, we can use ways of measuring risk. We can do that with beta, and we can also use implied volatility on those particular assets to be able to test and see when the market opportunities will close, and guess what? Be able to optimize and maximize our profit potential using these techniques. Now lastly, last section, week 10, is the Kelly Criterion. Very primitive, I'll show, but it's very cool because we can use it for self-adapting. So if you're, let's say you've got 10 positions, 10 trades that are money losing, this formula can be used to calculate your trading position on your next trade. Okay, so if you are losing, let's say you got 10 trades, 9 of them are money losing, this algorithm will be able to measure how much risk you should put on automatically, self-adapt, keep you in the game of trading, so you're not going to blow out your account, and be able to measure on the amount that you should put on. So let's say you start to have a set of winning trades. You can also use this Kelly Criterion for maximizing your trading potential. And usually if you've got 10 winning positions in a row, you're probably in an up market. And again, we will talk about that to be able to, again, optimize those opportunities on whichever market regime you are in, okay? So, as you can see, this is a 10-week section in Arbitrage. And I'm pretty excited for it. It's all fully automated. You get the source code. You'll get my source code walkthroughs. But the whole point, again, of this, the Q&A each week, is to do exactly that. The question and answer opportunities to fully optimize. Depending upon who comes in, the more experienced people that can come in, we can learn from, and maybe during that week you may learn something you may not have learned elsewhere, or let alone what I've taught. So let's do a recap on all the fun stuff. Okay, so week 1, we're going to look at the Eurozone, the Euro community, how to use the government data that's provided out there online, free, that we can download and be able to use that for forward-looking guidance. Week 2, again, we can use the same thing, but use the American government sources, specifically from the Fed, and be able to look at forward-looking data to be able to generate trading ideas and to generate trading pairs. This is where that part comes in. We need to look at over the 240 market sectors to be able to scan those sectors and find which ones are the hot ones and be able to identify them so that we can narrow them down and find, hopefully, the best long and short for our pair. Again, that's in week 4 that I will talk about. There's a series of metrics and indicators that we can use to be able to find long and short. Not only that, but specifically, you've got to make sure you've got certain indicators that you can use to be able to provide true liquidity, so you're not stuck in a bad position because you can't dump, let's say, a short if it's a bad stock pick. But there are ways to do it, and again, those indicators and metrics can be used to be able to ensure that that they are liquid enough, big enough, so that you can get in and out quite easily out of those pairs. Again, that's where everything sums up in the trading ideas. Everything can be fully automated. This can then maintain your watch list, and this is the key right here that enables you to put on however many weeks, days, months, minutes, whatever frequency you're comfortable with. You can do it all here to maintain those trading pairs. Number 2, this is week 6. Again, we'll talk about technical analysis to do it the right way so you're not confused on all the different charts. Just a bad way to exclusively trade and guess and get blown out. And that's, again, why I keep stressing. This is where a lot of retail traders fail. And because you're fully automating it, I mean, it's all based upon data, and you're going to have your own safe zones built into your trading system. Week 7, again, we're going to try to make the most out of all our statistics that we can use. And there's so much in here that we can talk about that for hours and hours among all men. Week 7. Again, I've talked already enough about week 8 and position management. Week 9, how you can use risk measurement with beta, let's say, or implied volatility to measure the risk of the trading opportunities that you are willing to take on from your trading pairs. Finally, week 10, we'll talk again about the Kelly Criterion, how you can self-adapt and protect your portfolio and make sure that you're not going to get your account blown out using Kelly Criterion. Pretty exciting stuff, fully automated. I don't think you'll find this anywhere, specifically around algorithmic and automated trading, to be able to really take advantage of this. Cool. I hope you join us to go through week by week by week. I want you to be like SpongeBob here and be all happy. What's that? I can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But other than that, over and out, and I'll talk to you soon.